Audible.
Yes, sir.
Good evening to you all. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust organized a daily international webinar series. And in this series, we are inviting every day various resource persons from India and abroad. Every day we are enjoying different topics. Today's topic is ethical and sustainable education in computer science. This topic will be delivered by Dr. Rohini V. Madam, who is Professor, Department of Computer Science, Christ University, Bangalore, India. So I welcome you, ma'am, and welcome all the participants, those who are joined here. I request you, you can start your speech. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you. So, I am proud to be part of this webinar talks. So, I am interested as I am in the IQAC part of the department. So, where we have to implement the NEP 2020, they mostly don't only say about the academics, they say about the ethics, service learning, extension activities and all. So, we are handling that from 2020. So our 2023 batch is going to come to the 4th year. So we are practicing that. So I thought this will be helpful for all of you. So I will share my PPT.
Visible, ma'am. You can continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'm going to talk about ethical and sustainable computer science education in general, about the science education also. So what is meant by ethics? Ethics is some principles what we have to perform in our day-to-day activities, and sustainability. Sustainability also, because we are nowadays seeing so much of e-waste. They have in our apartments and all, we have a separate waste for dry waste, wet waste, the hazardous waste, whereas we have a separate waste collection for the e-waste. E-waste is a very, very dangerous element because the batteries provided in the mobile or in the laptop or sensed to be harmful to the others. So in that case, e-waste should be disposed very, very correctly, and it should not be causing any problem to the environment. So today we are going to see about ethical and sustainable in computer science education. So we may be doing ethics in normal things and sustainability in life science field, but how to incorporate that into our computer science field is the current topic, because we are in the process of designing, developing, and using the technology responsibly to benefit the society while minimizing harm to individuals and the environment. I can say I am creating so many things, but it should not be harmful to the others. So we will see about ethical science in computer science. So understanding the ethical computing practices. So nowadays, many problems are coming with the Gen AI, which is the ChatGPT and so many softwares. When you say any AI, it is going to give you. So there can be softwares for taking the content and giving you the content. There can be AI softwares to create the PPT or give a diagram or whatever you want. So if I put the content, it will be creating a very, very beautiful PPT. Or even if you want to create the content is there. Then what is the ethics? We are using our brain, but not wisely by taking the information from the ChatGPT. I advise my students, you can take the data from ChatGPT, but you understand. So students will complete the projects within 2-3 hours. which is not at all possible because they have to analyze. When you go for the software engineering policies, you have to analyze, understand, and then check the feasibility study, and then you have to design, develop, and implement and maintain it. But here, projects are done within 2 hours. If we give the topic within 2 hours, ma'am, project is over, it's running. Okay, what if I want to do it in this way? There is no answer. Students are not able to answer it because your ChatGPT gives everything. So we should be developing a responsible AI and machine learning. So responsible, it is in one way growth. We have all the data within our hands. But the other side, if you say humans have so much of intelligence, it's not utilized in a proper sense. So we should be having a ethical way in which using it. So the data privacy and cyber security. And nowadays, the cyber crimes are so much. So I feel how these people work. Because the normal people who learn so many things, who pay so many amount and learn so many courses, they don't get the knowledge of hacking. But people who say they are not educated or something else, they hack, they say you are getting a price. And we, because of eagerness, anxiety, we click on that and we lose the money. And when you see, they are not taking it from our accounts, they are making us to pay them. So we have to see to that the AI, what is used is responsible and used in machine learning also. For example, in software development, we can say privacy by design. Privacy by design itself is a concept where as getting a patent or IPR, as BETKAR sir is very well known for his IPR lectures, and even we have called him for the IPR lectures. There can be a software development which uses the policy of privacy by design. So this design is patented or copyrighted for me. So this design, even in the software development, we can copyright it. So I have a product which I have copyrighted. So if somebody wants to use the product, they have to pay royalty to the university. Similarly, we have process patent, we have program patent. So that like that, we can have a privacy by design in the software development. Because in software development, we have so much of methodologies like Agile, Scrum and all. Then coming to the sustainability in computer science. How will we have the sustainability in computer science? So green computing. Green computing is creating energy efficient hardware and software to reduce overall energy consumption. We may be saying I'm using a very high performance computing, but the rays which is going to be given by the computers is going to be much more, which will be affecting the environment, the human being who is going to watch it. So for example, our university this time they changed to digital evaluation. So they said 60 papers you can evaluate on a day. So we were all thinking 60 papers is very less. We can complete the 60 papers within 2 hours, 3 hours. But when we started, we were not able to complete even 20 papers per day because the strain for the eyes. So after correcting 2-3 papers, we were not able to see because the strain in seeing the computer and getting the rays from the system. So it was literally we all faced that problem of irritation in the eyes and headaches also. So we took a rest of maybe half an hour. We moved away from the system. Then after that we were corrected. So in maybe 8 hours, we were able to correct only 20 papers for the first day. But from the next day, what they started doing is they reduced the brightness. They had a UV protector, in which case we were able to sustain the evaluation and complete it on time. Then, as I said, reducing e-waste through efficient hardware utilization. So efficient hardware usage by reducing the e-waste is developing initiatives for recycling and responsible disposal of electronic waste. Why I'm insisting on this point of sustainability as e-waste is, once we had a laptop and it was the battery was gone, and we were thinking, okay, we'll connect it to the system, to the main switch and work. So we were working. Then after some days, we called one of our friend to change the battery. So by the time when they came, the battery was bulged. They told we have to diffuse the battery, otherwise it will blast and it will be a problem. So only I'm saying the efficient utilization of the e-waste, the disposal of the e-waste, like normal waste, we cannot easily throw away. We have to diffuse because it's the battery. If the battery bursts, then the problem will be for the corresponding device. Then energy efficient coding practices. So how to implement energy efficient coding practices? So energy efficient coding practices is it should not consume more of power, hardware, or memory. So as we say, the efficiency of the software can be less storage and less time. So when it is less time and less storage, obviously the energy is going to be saved. That is less storage and less time. So example is developing power efficient algorithms and ethical hacking and cyber security. So we have to tell the students about the importance of white hat hacking. So the NEP also says we have to have ethics in all the subjects, not only in AI, not only in algorithms. In all the subjects, even when you code, there should be ethics there. There should be followed a specified standards. So ethical hacking and cyber security is importance of white hat hacking. So white hat hacking is which should not be disturbing the others. Nowadays, hacking, they think hacking is hacking your system, hacking your bank account, hacking your passwords, like that. But white hat hacking is the white hat policy, which will not be troubling others, which will not be stealing the data, but where the data will be only utilized for the ethical purposes. Ethical dilemmas in cybersecurity. So whenever we have nowadays, it's not only password protected because passwords can be easily hacked. So we have a double layer authentication in which the data or the password we give is encrypted and stored in the database. And in the other side, when it's going to be taken, it will be decrypted and checked. And in the case of network security courses, penetration testing is happening. Penetration testing is by simulation, they change the, by simulation, they put the corresponding penetration work and then they test it. They have so many tools as packet trainer or NS2, NS3 simulators where they do the penetration testing, how far it will be going, what will be the network security issues. So because nowadays, when we perform hacking, we cannot say, no, this is not our cup of tea, we will leave it out. No, we have to train the students how ethically use AI also, how ethically hack also, and how to be safe also. open source and digital ethics. So open source, we all know open source is open source software. This is free and open source software community, FOSS is there, which maintains the open sources. Okay, so there are so much of open source softwares. Open source, of course, it's not free only. It is another thing is open source. In that case, it can be accessed and the code can be changed. The source code can be changed. For example, Python. When you say Python package, there was some group of people who developed the initial version and they put it in the open source environment. So many people have changed it, so many packages. So only now, compared to R, Python is more efficient because so many people, so many innovative brains, so many knowledgeable brains have worked and they put the package. For example, even Christ University MSc students, MSc Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning students, they have developed a package and then they wrote to the open source community and it has been incorporated into the Python package. So we have lot many options in Python because it's a open source. Whereas on the other side, our language doesn't have so much of packages because it's not open source. Then ethical consideration in software licensing. So again, in software licensing, so because it's open source, I cannot do so many things. I cannot delete the existing things. I can add on. So example, using and contributing to open source projects in software development. As I said, many bright students, or not only bright, innovative students have option to incorporate their projects into the open source environment. So digital ethics, as I say, emerging technologies in digital ethics are facial and activity recognition. As you say, the motion sensor, even in our mobile phones, we have the activity recognition, listening, watching, and tracking, wearable implants or sensors, biometrics, identity, DNA. So attendance, when you take the attendance system for the digital ethics, initially we were only coming and signing. So that was forced. So they started with the ID card. So they thought, okay, ID card, this person or the student or the faculty will come and show it in the device. That again, there was some forgeries happening there. Then they started with face recognition. So face recognition only if the faculty or the student or the employer comes and stands. Employee comes and stands, they can be identified and then they will be giving the attendance. Again, there are some methods where you can have the thumb impression can also be done. That is for the data governance, you can have privacy or anonymity or the permissions or the EULA method, then right to connect or forget, analytical or the algo bias. This data governance again, when we say privacy, anonymity, okay, it is one man's, the privacy will be gone in the case of open. Privacy will be gone in the case of open source, but the permissions can be given for the people, which is the EULA right can be given, or right to correct or to forget, or the analytical or the algorithm bias. See, in one company, I'm not sure which company, the AI was taken for selecting the candidates. But what has happened is they were noticing all the people who were taken was belonging to only one gender. Then when they went into the algorithm and checked, the algorithm was created by one gender. So he or she has returned it so that it has taken only the candidates of that gender. So the algorithm which we create should not be biased. It should be taking all the extremes. It's not only this gender, that gender, or that gender. Any gender, if they are going to be satisfied, it should be taken. So, but some algorithms are created, maybe wantedly, according to that. Then it was identified and then they changed. Employee rights. When you consider the employee rights, monitoring or measuring, there should be methods for monitoring or measuring whatever they are getting or whatever they are doing, outsourcing or automation. So whenever we get a project, it is not necessary, it should be done on ourselves. We can outsource it. If it's a huge project, it can be outsourced to others, and the job quality or the benefits and work-life social BYOD is there should be a balance between the work life and the society. This is the employee rights. Then business economics, compensational equity, incentives or the risks, data monetization, monopoly power. That non-discrimination, there should not be discrimination between race or gender, age or the disability, or the recruitment or the promotion, profiling or scoring. Then corporate citizenship, there should be sustainability, volunteerism, philanthropy, honesty, integrity, and trust. Then sustainable data centers. So we can see so many data centers were placed to store the data because huge volume of data is being generated day in and out, day out, and in order to keep it safe. Because some data, we may think the data is not enough or data is not needed, but at a one point of time for some calculations or computation, we may be needing the data. In that case, we should have sustainable data centers. Role of cloud computing in sustainability or energy efficient data center management. So you can have a case study on Google's sustainable data center where they have a sustainable data center where in far away in a rural part they have a place where the data servers are stored. So even the pollution is not caused to the human beings because it's in a remote area. So what are the main factors to be issued by the sustainable data centers are low carbon energy. So it should be low carbon, local generation, either prime or standby, and carbon free electricity moving toward grid integrated and stabilizing. So it should be a low carbon area and circular economy. Circular economy and integration, embodied carbon, waste, heat reuse, water positivity, hardware recycling. So circular economy, the money spent on the carbon or the data center should be integrated by using the waste heat reuse or the water positivity, because there can be some water. Why water in the data center is to make the data servers cool. And software optimized and automated data center systems. We can use AML, artificial intelligence, machine learning for maintenance of the materials. Nowadays, you have RPA. RPA is robotic process automation, which is used for automating the process. So normally many of the websites, even in our Christ website, you can see the chatbot will come. That is by RPA. So there are many companies which will give you that RPA, which can be incorporated into our website. So in that case, the software will be optimized and you can have a automated, the robotic process automation of telling all the details. No need of each and every time the human being answering the questions of the customers. And it can be high efficiency cooling. So there can be some cooling mechanism for the data centers where we use high efficiency air cooling moving to liquid cooling can be used. So these are the possibilities to maintain a sustainable data center, clean and efficient. It should be low carbon energy, which should not be pollutant to the environment, and similarly circular economy, which should not be causing more cost to the company or to the employer. Then software optimized and automated by using RPO or any of the automated methods, and high efficiency cooling. Because nowadays, maybe 1 hour, if you keep the laptop on the lap, your lap will be hot. So this should be the architecture of the future data centers. Then ethical AI and machine learning. As I said, there should not be any bias in the AI models, because for each and everything we create a AI model. See, our university has created one model to generate the report. Report is, it will not be giving the values, so we have to give the values, but in a report, whenever one activity is considered. For example, today's talk is considered, and if you want to have a report of the talk, instead of getting each and everything and the user or the person who is being in charge creating the report, if you give the poster to the software, that's the AI model. It's not a software, it's an AI model where we use Gemini. So it will fetch the name, title of the program, the date of the program, the time of the program, the photo of the resource person, the name of the resource person, the Google Meet link, and the place. All those things will be captured, and then it will be asking, okay, now we give the photos. So maybe 2-3 things if you give, it will be giving you a full-fledged activity report which is needed for the accreditation, but it should not be biased. So that AI models can be generated by using your any of the generative AI tools, but it should not be biased. As I said, in a company there was a tool which selected only one particular type of gender, or there can be some model which selects only certain conditions. So it should not be that. There should be transparency and fairness. So AI ethics frameworks are there which should be taught in our AIML courses. So whenever we teach artificial intelligence or machine learning or any course, there should be a small part of ethics, even in programming. So you should say, this should be the standards. This should be the ethics followed. You should not be doing it. Simply what students will say, if I want to print a pattern, they will print the pattern, print. So there should be, ethics should be there, and the standards should be followed. So suppose considering machine learning, how to incorporate the ethics. Suppose in reinforcement learning, you can say game AI, skill acquisition, learning tasks, robot navigation, real-time decisions. Whereas in unsupervised method, you can say customer segmentation, targeted marketing, recommender systems. Whereas in dimensionality reduction, you can say big data visualization, meaningful compression, or structure discovery, or feature elicitation. Whereas in supervised learning, you can go on with regression, population growth prediction, identify the fraud detection, classification, customer retention, diagnostics. Whereas even when you can go for predictive analytics, nowadays we can go for prescription. So for all these things, what is the ethics needed should be taught. So in all our courses, it's advisable to have at least one unit or one topic of ethics and sustainability to be followed. Next is in blockchain. So I have taken a case study of certain subjects. So in blockchain and ethical transactions, again, blockchain, even Bitcoins are coming up and people are getting more and more Bitcoins. But what is the ethical consideration in cryptocurrency? So we should have some ethical considerations when we are going to trade in bitcoins, and sustainable blockchain solution. So there should be some carbon neutral blockchain projects. So when you say supply chain management, sustainability, blockchain technology, we will have a common thing where we can use the ethics and sustainability. Then sustainable software engineering. We know in software engineering there can be foundation, development, evaluation, and dissemination. So in that we can say writing clean, maintainable, and efficient code and reducing the software bloat. Simply, people will beat the bush and they will be taking x is equal to y, x is equal to y, or x is equal to y, y is equal to x is equal to. It will be bloating, bloating, bloating. The same thing they will be doing in different ways. So that should be avoided because of the sustainability. Less code, less space, less memory, less cost. So the teaching efficient coding methodologies in programming courses. So first, how to teach efficient coding methodologies in the case of software engineering is there is a Lego series play. The Lego toys, which is nothing but the set of blocks used by the kids to build. So the building blocks. So the same thing we can utilize. We can give a bunch of blocks to a set of students and say them to develop a project. So they have to first analyze. So what they should plan, what is their requirement, and accordingly, if they ask for the blocks, the needed block should be given, and within that they should be able to develop the model, test it whether it is work, and then it should be maintained. So Lego series play is a software itself. We can have the Lego toys, which is a collection of blocks to teach software engineering, or there is a software called as Lego series play, so which will be useful for the same thing. Like Lego toys, they can manually put the blocks by using the software and they can print it. So either it can be the foundation or the development or the evaluation and dissemination. So any questions were there? Yeah. So I will show you one more this thing. So as I was, is it visible? The screen is visible? Can anybody answer to me? If the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Visible, madam. Visible. Don't worry.
Yes. Okay, sir. Yeah. So as I was talking about the ethical and sustainable education in computer science, till now, with reference to computer science, I have told, whereas in certain cases, I have not talked about the theoretical possibilities of the ethical and sustainable education in computer science, because these concepts, even though we are all computer science people, it may be sometimes difficult for us to understand. So I took you through some examples where we planned in these subjects we will be having like this. Okay, now coming to the general part. So what is ethical and sustainable education in computer science? It's integrating the moral responsibility and environmental consciousness into the foundation of computing education. So till now, we will be creating a project, it's executing, okay, it's done. That's all. We were not bothering about the sustainability or the ethics. But now, based because of not only of the NEP, because of the SDG also, the UN set of accords, which is called as the SDG. So they say for each and every project or every subject, they say what is your SDG used. So based on those things, we are trying to incorporate ethics and sustainability in computer science. So the imperative for change and also the global warming. Nowadays itself, we don't know. Morning it is very cold, afternoon it's very sultry, evening it's very hot. The climate conditions are going very, very bad. We don't know what will be happening for the human life. Whereas on one side, we can see the technology is growing at a very fast speed. For so many devices are come, and we can see a minimum of 5 mobile phones when there are 3 people in a house. And how much ethically it's used, that's a big question mark. And what is the sustainability after that? Maybe for 2 years we have the same mobile, and after that we change the mobile. So what do you do with the old mobile? Exchange. How do the companies revolution it or manage with the e-waste? No idea. Or if we are keeping it at home, how do we manage the e-waste? No idea. We just put it into the dustbin or we put it in the cupboard. So we should be taking care of the world also, of our Mother Earth, or we should be ethically also. So it is our responsibility to take care. We cannot say, no, they are not using, I am not using, we are not using. So it is their responsibility. I have thrown it away from my house. How to be useful. So there should be an algorithm which shapes the societal outcomes and computing infrastructure which consumes unprecedented resources. Technical competence alone is insufficient. Future technologies must be equipped with ethical reasoning and sustainable practices. Because now we are all the administrators or teachers or the people who are going to educate the younger generation. So in that case, we should be able to give a guidance to them to avoid all these things, to take care of our Mother Earth. Yeah. So these are the 5 pillars of ethical computing. Data privacy and security. I told it each and every course we can have data privacy and security. It's not only in cyber security or network security or in blockchain or quantum. We can have protecting the user data and maintaining confidentiality in the interconnected world, because now everything is interconnected. Not only net, we have internet, LAN. So everything is interconnected. So in that case, our data should be privately given. So the data privacy, even we can all share a same laptop or a same system, but the information should be secured. We can have a password protection for our folder or a password protection for the file. I can share a file. I can put a name of the file in the chatbot and say, BETKAR sir, to use it. But all may be trying to use it, but I may be giving a password, and the password I may send it to him separately. But if that is not the case, the same file can be utilized by all people, and whatever information is there, it can be taken. So I cannot maintain a privacy there. Then a fairness, ensuring transparency and eliminating bias in algorithmic decision making systems. So as I said, a case study of a employer where the AI model was very partial to one set of people. So we can find out. So we should be ethically fair enough. Even though it is our relative, even though it is our kith and kin, we should be ethically truthful to the system. Intellectual property. So intellectual property rights So respecting the digital rights and software ownership in collaborative environments. So when you say about IPR, BETKAR sir is good enough to give the talk. But here, what I wanted to say is in ethical computing, we may be saying, no, I'm not using the same product as such. I'm doing a little bit alteration. So it is not necessary I should pay the royalty to the ownership. No, it should not be like that. Whenever you're going to taking the software ownership and you're going to use it, you should be paying to it, or you should, even when you're going to refer, we should cite them. We should acknowledge the paper's authors. Cyber ethics, promoting responsible online behavior and robust cyber security practices. Nowadays, this cyber ethics is a much needed topic. Even in our curriculum, we can have a cyber ethics along with the network security or cyber security, where the ethics to be followed in cyber security can be followed. We have a paper called a cyber forensics, where mainly students will be reading about the network security and cyber security. Then professional integrity. Whenever we are going to develop a product, we should be honest to the practice, honesty, accountability, and inclusivity throughout the computing practice. Whatever may be the project we are doing, it can be a hacking project also, but we should be honestly doing it and accountable for what we do, and inclusivity. Then teaching ethics in practice. So curriculum integration, real world case studies, active engagement. So when you how to practice teaching ethics. So in that case, inside the curriculum itself, as I told, in AA, we can use AA ethics or ethics in AA. Similarly, real world case studies. We can take some of the case studies as I have taken, and we can teach them in the class. So one particular board of education has three different sets of question papers, where in one place, and these three set of question papers will be used in three different places around the world, and in one particular place that set will be always easy. So the students of that place will be always getting higher marks. So that should not be there. So in that case, we can have a real world case studies to explain to the students to understand how ethics should be practiced, and active engagement, like having ethical discussion through seminars, debates, and responsible tech hackathons. Nowadays, hackathons can be considered or conducted so that students involved there and they will be learning about it by themselves. Then sustainability, again, computing environmental responsibility, as I told, green computing, e-waste management, sustainable engineering, cloud sustainability, and SDG alignment. So when we say energy efficient hardware and optimized software solution, as I told, the data center should be clean and efficient, and the e-waste management, promoting the recycling and responsible disposal of electronic devices, sustainable engineering, writing code that minimizes computational resource consumption, cloud sustainability, leveraging the renewable powered data centers and infrastructure. Then SDG alignment. Nowadays, many of the accreditation institutes ask for the SDG alignment, either quality education, which is SDG 4, or responsible consumption, that is SDG 12. Apart from this, when we have of other majors, it's not from computer science. If you go for social science or psychology, in that case, we can go for what? Potable water. That is one of the SDG goal, or we can say industry partnership, or we can say poverty, leveraging the poverty. So SDG goals, I think there are 17 SDG goals. So we can use any of those things.
Android का पहला अरे बने तो या ऐसे बने
What are the pedagogical approaches to sustainability? In that case, we can have.
नहीं ना यार अलग दिख रहा है यार
Yes,
साइज
sir.
तो बहुत बड़ा दिखाई दे रहा है
Hello, sir.
90 होके भी साइज बड़ा दिखाई दे रहा है 90 होके भी लंबाई में से साइज ऐसे बड़ा ही दिखाई दे रहा है छोटा देखिए हाँ छोटा है
किसी और का माइक्रोफोन शुरू है
Hello, sir. Yeah, pedagogical approaches to sustainability. How to implement this for sustainability? We can say again curriculum enhancement. If you put it in the curriculum, students initially they will be having a resistant to that. Then afterwards, because it's part of their curriculum syllabus, they will be reading it and they will be thinking about it also. So you can incorporate sustainability modules across software engineering, hardware design, and system courses. Then impact-driven projects, implementing project-based learning focused on measurable social and environmental outcomes. Then we can have an interdisciplinary collaboration. We can have a fostering partnership between computer science and environmental sciences, or we can have a partnership between computer science and commerce or BBA, or we can have a partnership between computer science and law to know the laws of computer science. Holistic curriculum integration. So in that case, we can incorporate curriculum revision again, embedding sustainability and ethics outcomes throughout the core computer science courses. Then service learning, because when you see many of our projects are performing service to the community, but we don't put it as service learning. We can say deploying community-based tech solution for education, healthcare, and environmental changes. So when you put any of our domains, finance or hospital or healthcare, it all comes under service learning, which is a service to the community. Then ethical AI labs supporting student research in transparency, fairness, and sustainable machine learning. Then experiential learning. As I told, utilizing gamified approaches and tools like Lego serious play for ethical problem solving. So students will understand what is ethics there when they say only within this blocks you have to do. And within that, they will be really going through what is the feasibility study. And they have so much of innovation and creativity. So that can be bought out by using hackathons, not simply giving the assignment or the test. When you say hackathons, they use their brain very creatively and innovation, and so that we can get the problems done. Then leading examples in ethical computing education is Christ University, Bangalore. Yeah, finding integration of ethics, sustainability, and service learning throughout computing programs with measurable community impact. MIT Media Lab, they use groundbreaking research projects focused on responsible AI development and sustainable computing system design. Google Green Data Centers, as I told, industry-leading demonstration of energy-efficient cloud computing infrastructure powered by renewable energy. But what are the challenges and future directions? So current obstacles is ethics and sustainability in general faculty will be more, but we have limited awareness and shortage of specialized faculty in ethics and sustainability. Difficulty quantifying and accessing ethical learning outcomes effectively. We cannot quantify. We cannot say this is the marks allotted if you write this ethics law or this sustainability. Rapidly evolving technologies requiring continuous curriculum adaptation. See, today we incorporated natural language processing, but by the next year, quantum computing comes. But we will be changing our syllabus only within 3 years. So again, to incorporate quantum computing, it will take 3 more years. Then by the time we are going to incorporate quantum computing, there will be some other new policy has come. So these are the current obstacles in computer science to incorporate ethics and sustainability, but to some level we can incorporate. Then path forward, what is the future directions is establish global ethical guidelines for AI and computing education, foster interdisciplinary collaboration across technology and environmental sciences, promote research in energy efficient algorithms and ethical machine learning frameworks. So we can build technology for humanity and the planet. So ethical and sustainable education in computer science empowers students to become responsible innovators who balance technical excellence with moral and ecological awareness. By embedding these principles today, we ensure a balanced, inclusive, and sustainable digital future for generations to come. So I think all of us should have a oath that we will be building technology for humanity and the planet. Because nowadays so much of techniques are there, but we should incorporate sustainability also there along with some ethical humor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any questions?
Thank you, Rohini, Professor, for the speech in computer science. Congratulations for filing the property rights on your name. To time, the next generation should aware about this, about the parts which are we are replacing, how they are damaging to our environment, and which care we should take. So all these things are very important for us. If 3% they are not serious about the disposing of e-waste, so it's very serious for our Mother Earth. The speech is very appreciable. One should think about that for use of all these electronic components. So I request all the participants, they can discuss with a resource person, madam, on this topic. At the same time, the link is available in the group feedback link. Please unmute yourself and discuss with our resource person, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. So I think some of you have any questions. Somebody raised your hands. If any questions are there, you can ask. I'm ready to answer it. Yes, sir.
Please, Shyam Suresh, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. I think this is the best speech given by you. So thank you so much, ma'am. My question is, what are career paths, new career paths in computer science? Please guide us.
Yes, sir. Actually, when you come to the new career paths, there can be new career paths. It's not necessary only in the new career paths. You can use it in the existing career paths also, because all the universities have artificial intelligence, machine learning, programming. Either it can be C, C++, Java, or Python, or R, any programming language. Similarly, algorithms. So when you have all those subjects, you can incorporate at least a 5% of ethics there in the curriculum itself. So the faculty who is going to teach will also be teaching it, and the students will also learn for the marks, and then some part will be for implementation also. Or there is a separate career path as ethics in AI or green computing, like that also, or cloud computing. So like that subjects also we can incorporate the sustainability factor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Suresh, sir, for asking the question with our resource person, madam. You are also the best teacher, active teacher, and giving so much extraordinary knowledge to your students. Again, request to all the participants, those who are joined here, kindly fill the feedback link which is available in the chat box, and you can discuss with our resource person, madam, today on the topic which she have delivered. Everyone are requested to fill the feedback link which is in the group. So thank you, ma'am, for your time for us. And I also invite you in future for your speech. You have supported me today because today's speaker was unable to join. So I requested you in short time. You have delivered the topic. I am very thankful to you from my organization, from all the participants. And I am hoping other participants and other speakers from your university, from your colleague. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Definitely, I will recommend the other colleagues to you, sir. I will send a message to you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity, sir. Thank you. All the best.
In
Be
future,
ethical and
in future also
sustainable.
you will be delivering here. In future also you will be invited for the speech also. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes,
You
sir.
can leave now
Yes, sir. Thank you,
because
sir.
participants are filling the feedback link, so it's that's why it's open now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all the participants, those who are joining here daily. Because of your support only, we are continuing this series till now up to 10th January of next month. We have created a list of speakers. So your participation, your encourage, your support is important. You also joining, it's very proud thing to us. And also you can invite your friends to join here daily. Thank you.